Hi, this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life, and welcome back to my channel. This is the one that I have been waiting to do since I have hit 3,000 subscribers. This is my 3,000 subscriber giveaway YouTube hop, and it is also on my birthday. So this one is going to be the one I'm going to scrap lift, and it's by Masca for Avery L, and I found it on Pinterest, and I'll link it down below. So what I told the YouTube hoppers is that since it is on June 4th and I'm turning 40, let's try to do everything in fours. And I think I did pretty good, but let's see, how everybody else is, because everybody does everything in thirds. So I figured, you know what, let's do everything in fourths, try to mimic everything. So I am going to use 4 different types of shimmers. You'll see me use 3 right away, and then the last one will be at the end. So the Mango Tango Vibes is what I'm working with right now, and I'm just using my brayer, and I'm just braying it along where I put down the white gesso. And I did want the gesso to mirror this and very fade out this section because I'm doing a lot of mixed media, which is what Masca, if that's how you say her name, did on her layout. Then I am coming in with Love Ocean number 9. That one is, and let them dry in between. So that's the other thing too, is that make sure that when you're using these types of colors so that you don't get that mud look, you have to let it dry. So what I do is that I take a paper towel and I pat it, and I don't want it to be, so bold. I wanted it to fade. So that's the way that you can get it to fade, is by using a paper towel and like dabbing it. And then I came in with some splatters. The last color that I come in is the Olive Branch, and it's a Spritz. And I really love this one from Shimmers Paints. It is just gorgeous. I can't wait to use it for Christmas too. I think that it'll look awesome. But this one reminds me a lot of like the green, like when you're doing greenery type things. So I'm just kind of adding it in certain spots. It doesn't look muddy at all. I know that when you're adding green to like pinks and blues that you can kind of get that muddy look, and it doesn't. It just adds that little bit of green factor that I wanted in the layout, because once I get done going, and you'll see how I did it, it works. So I'm just spraying all of my stuff everywhere, making sure it looks good, and there it is done. So then I came in with stamps. Now I am using my archival ink, and I pulled out quite a bit of stamps, and I'm trying to do sections in 4s, and I get added a little bit more than what I normally do, but it's working. Like 4s, I'm doing my best on this 4 factor. I tend to just kind of do like, so like the arrows, those are getting padded 4 different times. The hearts, I've got them in 2s, but then they're in like 4 different sections. So I'm trying, and I did put down my description. So my description was from it was on Facebook, and this was a photo that I took on my 39th birthday, and I'm talking about this is the first time in a long time that I'm journaling, but I took down what I felt like the 30s did for me, and I'm in my last one. So I don't know what it was, but when I hit 35, it hit me just in a different way. I'm like, good God. And so when I turned 39, I'm like, oh my gosh, is 40 going to hit me as hard as 35 did? And believe it or not, 40 is okay. But essentially, I'm just like, how is this possible? Yes, I know I'm like, everybody's like, oh, you're going to be young and this, but I've been through a lot, and I don't post a lot on social media. I mean, I keep a lot of my personal life kind of to myself. If you are in my inner circle, like my true inner circle, you guys know my life. But in the respect of the social media, people are just rude and mean and malice on there, and I just don't post a lot about my personal life in a fashion where it could just, go south, and I just don't do that. So what I try to do is just post my everyday stuff and leave it at that. So I don't know what it was. When I hit 35, that was a lot. 40, I'm doing okay. Like, I'm doing this voiceover. I wanted to do the voiceover as close to 40 as possible because I'm talking about chapter 39, right? And I do everything by chapters. I don't look at years. It's chapters. And this is obviously, I'm doing the voiceover the night before, and I'm thinking about like what it's going to feel like waking up tomorrow, and I'm 40. And I know some people will be like, it's just a number, Miranda. But I don't know. It because of the way my life has gone in years and what I have accomplished and what I'm still finishing while I'm semi-young, I'm just like, this is insanity. Like, I would have never, if you would have asked me at 30 that I would have finished my bachelor's degree and went to my master's and switched my career completely around, I would have told you you're insanity. Like, I'm sticking with retail for the rest of my life. Then in my 30s, I was like, nope, I'm going to go back and I'm going to get my bachelor's degree because Josh and I cannot have the same degree. He finished his associates, and I'm like, I got to have a higher degree than he is. I don't know what it is. It's just something in our family. So then I went back, got my bachelor's, and then when I started, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to teaching. I really enjoy doing what I do. And I want to switch career fields. Like, I'm just exhausted of being in retail, customer service, all of that. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll swap. So as I'm thinking of all of this in the last day of chapter 39, I've done a lot in my 30s that I would have never thought that I was going to do. Life just takes you in different ways that it just took me in ways that I never expected me to go. I knew we were getting ready to retire, so I knew that was coming. But at the same time, I'm like, that's down the line here. And it's just like, this is like, starting out 40 tomorrow is, there's a lot happening just in my 40s alone. Kaylin's going to graduate high school. Josh is retiring. And, you know, whatever else comes our way. So I never take anything for granted. I always work my behind off on everything. My businesses are going fantastic. I love what I do. Teaching, even though that teaching can sometimes be really hard on us teachers, it's still rewarding. I love what I do. And I'm welcoming chapter 40 and closing out chapter 39 with, you know, I did well in my, you know, these 10 years. Like, it was perfect. So my title for this is going to be chapter 39. And I shortened it up just because that's what I wanted. And so make sure that you go check out everybody's. Make sure the only way you can get into the giveaway is that if you drop a happy birthday and if you are a United States or international. And then I will, on the day that I pick, which is the 14th of this month, so June 14th, 2022, I will pick the winners and I will do an announcement then following that day. So I hope that you guys enjoy this hop. There are plenty down there. Make sure that you like and subscribe because you have to be a subscriber. You have to. The still shots are coming up. Here is my last shimmers, and that is Gloria's Day. And then that is it. Still shots are here. I hope that you guys are all staying safe. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.